Um, Welcome everyone to the room 3 presentation on in the day of OSCM conference. We have 3 presentations here, and we just checked all of them are present today. The first one is Jeffrey Wang, and we have, and the second one, second presenter is Hui Ling Te, and third presenter, Denny Sevdiana. Okay, welcome everyone. And just before we start, quickly, can I just brief you about, you have got 20 minutes to present. I think we'll leave 5 to 7 minutes for question answer from the floor. So finish within 15 minutes. Then we'll open the floor for the question answer. Question from the floor, and then you'll be hopefully happy to answer some queries. I'll give you a warning just after 5 minutes. Just I'll indicate you that the time is going to be over for your presentation, and so I'll just I know maybe I can just give you a kind of clapping for your presentation. That's the indication that your time is off and you are moving to the questions and answers. That's all from me. The first presenter is Jeffrey Wang. He will be presenting on a review of supply chain risk, outsourcing pollution perspective. Jeff, the floor is yours now.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me. My name is Jeffrey Wang. This paper is prepared by myself and Professor Himanshu and Dr. Catherine Low from Victoria University, Melbourne, Australia. The topic of the article is a review of supply chain risk, outsourcing pollution perspective. For the last about 40 years, developed countries such as European countries and United States continue outsourcing their manufacturing production to new developed countries such as China, mainly for the benefit of production cost saving. This is particularly true in high pollution productions. The industry includes petroleum, plastics, steel, chemical, pharmaceutical, paper, and rubber, and so on. Relocation of factory is a method of outsourcing. They move out the factory and ship back to the products for their own country to consumer. This practice because the high and increased cost of environment control requirement in the developed countries such as the United States. When relocating production to developed countries like China, they can take the advantage of lower labor and energy costs, relative loose regulation, lower level of environment control requirement and enforcement, and lower cost for setting up the control facility in the poor countries. On the other side, developed countries such as China accept this kind of manufacturing with pollutions, mainly for the economic benefits and increase their GDP in their countries. There's a direct relationship between the relocation of factory and pollutions. After the relocation of the factory, the developed countries such as the United States have significantly less pollutions. However, the pollution in developed countries like China and India have been increased significantly. Developed countries or regions usually tend to increase their economy by sacrificing the quality and standard and working safety. Providing regulation include accepting pollutions. This is a wasting of bottom practice, increase the GDP, but damage the environment. China is a typical example of this practice for last about 40 years. There's evidence that the increase and decrease are closely related. This results in the factory in China and other Western economy now produce more carbon pollutions than produce the same in America and Europe. This is also true China when there's an outsourcing movement within the China and move out of China as well. For example, many factories are relocated from the southeast part of China towards the inland and northwest part of the country, or towards some information from general and government release, getting scientific data, and doing scientific data compare. We analyze the data source and talk about the relocation of pollutions, but not too many paper research the risks we find so far. The first one, although after the movement of polluting industry, the rich country, such as United States, looks like have less pollutions. The total pollution in whole Earth are more than before due to the less control of production in less developed country area. For example, like China, most likely there's less environment control regulation and law enforcement, lower technology, lack of facility of pollution control, less concept of environment control, and lack of well-trained professional staff in the new developed countries such as China. This means for the same production outcome or make the same products, much more pollution are generated in the air, water, and the soil by factory in the developed country regions such as China. Compare production the same in the well-developed countries like United States. Developed countries have reduced certain amount of pollution in their own land, but may double or triple the amount of the pollution in China or elsewhere. Another risk we find is the worst thing about this pollution is moving around between countries alien to all the west part of the earth, including the rich country. While the people in the rich country, for example, in the United States, they may believe they can get away from the pollution in this way. Pollution has just gone to a pollution haven. However, sooner or later, people will realize that this is wrong practice because the total amount of pollution are getting more in this way and end up damaging the whole earth, including the rich countries. Study found the east part of the United States has, like New York, has less pollutions. But west part of the country, for example, California, has more pollution because the air pollution comes back from China. China also exports pollution. For example, some factories with pollution are relocated to some Southeast Asian countries such as Vietnam. In the same way, Indian pollution also go to polluting their neighborhood country as well. The pollution in water, soil, and also transfer between countries. There's no way to stop the pollution move around the earth, and this will damage everybody. For example, the heavy industry pollution already running from the northeast part of China to the west towards Korea, and then go to Japan, and further go to the west coast of the United States, and finally to the whole world. This is a supply chain risk. More and more pollution are generally and still around the Earth in this way. We have only one Earth, not two or more. During the long run, everyone in the whole world will be worse damaged from the insect pollution because of the outsourcing. Another thing is the United States now try to bring back their factory to United States. However, when they're doing so, or if they want to doing so, they also bring back the pollution to the American too. First of all, there's risk that the general public they will against it because the pollution come back to their countries. The relocation also takes time, the high cost. There's a high cost to environment control in the American. There's a market because a lot of products are going to sell outside of the United States. For example, the Apple computer may sell in China. If they produce in American, they have to ship back to China. So there's a risk associated with the relocation of the production. And that's what we find out so far. And that's about it so far. And any question?
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff. With this, could you please tell the research objective? What is with this background, what exactly you want to focus on and what exactly you are leading from with the research objective or question you have? We understand that we have pollution as China being the source of pollution spreading all over because of the outsourcing, right? And so with this background, so what exactly you want to have the study or your research objective is or are?
We try to find out what's the relationship between outsourcing and the pollution, the moving, the risk of supply chain, how can we reduce possibly or avoid those pollutions, hopefully. And we try to get enough data to prove it.
Yes, perfect. So now the floor is open for any question for Jeff. Could you please put in the chat room or you can ask questions straight away. So there is no issue. We have 31 participants here, including presenters. So yeah, let's see. You have any question here? How can we reduce the pollution? So that's from Dr. Lu from Sunway, my friend there.
Big questions. Pollution is a high cost projects. In order to reduce pollution, for example, we need a lot of manufacturing facility. Let's say the air, we have to do like filtering, this and that to control the pollutions. In China, it still burn out of coal to get energies. Now China try to move away from burning those coal. We try to use the like solar energies, wind farm, and this another sourcing of energy to avoid those pollutions. For factory, we need to update their facility, and it all costs money. The government had to spend money on it, and hopefully can better control the pollutions.
Thank you. Any question we have from the floor? Okay. With this, thank you, Jeff, for your presentation. And let's everyone, if you can show him a reaction with the clapping or, thumbs up. You have 1 minute to do that. Okay. Thank you, Jeff.